Imagine being a teenager who loved video games, wore jeans and sneakers, but also lived with such deep faith that you're now on your way to sainthood. Welcome back to Universal Wisdom. Today we'll explore the life of a modern-day teenager who showed us that sainthood is not a thing of the past. His name is Carlo Acutis, often called the cyber apostle of the Eucharist. Who was Carlo Acutis? Carlo Acutis was born in 1991 in London to Italian parents and grew up in Milan, Italy. He was like many teenagers of his time. He loved video games, enjoyed soccer, and had a playful spirit. But there was something extraordinary about him. From an early age, Carlo developed a deep love for Jesus in the Eucharist. By the time he was 7, he never missed daily Mass. He also prayed the Rosary daily and spent time in adoration. Carlo and technology. Carlo loved computers and technology, but unlike many teenagers, he used his skills not just for fun, but for faith. He taught himself programming, graphic design, and video editing. At age 11, he began his life's project, to document Eucharistic miracles around the world. That project turned into a website, which today has been translated into dozens of languages and displayed in churches worldwide. Through it, Carlo wanted to show the world that Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist. You may check out the link to the website in the description. Everyday examples of Carlo's life of holiness. Carlo lived a normal teenage life, but with extraordinary love for God and others. His sanctity wasn't just in big projects, but in small, consistent choices to put God first. Daily Mass and Rosary. From a very young age, Carlo made it a point to attend daily Mass and pray the Rosary every day. He called the Eucharist his highway to heaven. Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. He would often spend hours in Eucharistic adoration, saying it was like sitting in front of the sun to recharge his soul. Acts of kindness to the poor. Carlo had a heart for the homeless and the poor in Milan. He would use his allowance to buy them sleeping bags, food, or warm clothing. He also made an effort to speak with them kindly, not just give money. Defending kids from bullies. In school, he stood up for classmates who were bullied, often befriending the marginalized and helping them feel included. Technology as a tool for good. While many kids his age played video games excessively, Carlo disciplined himself. He limited gaming to 1 hour per week so that he wouldn't get addicted, showing a maturity rare for his age. Love for animals. He cared deeply for animals and showed kindness toward them, reflecting his compassion for all of God's creation. Helping catechism classes. He volunteered to teach catechism to younger children, making faith more understandable and engaging for them. Cheerful humility. Despite his intelligence and computer skills, he never showed off. Friends recalled that Carlo was always cheerful, approachable, and humble, living simply without excess. Spiritual journaling. Carlo kept a personal spiritual diary where he wrote reflections about staying close to God and avoiding sin. Offering his suffering. When he was diagnosed with leukemia, Carlo offered his suffering for the Church and for the Pope, showing profound maturity and faith at just 15 years old. His death and legacy. In 2006, at just 15 years old, Carlo was diagnosed with leukemia. His response was to offer his suffering to God for the Pope and for the Church. He said, "I am happy to die, because I lived my life without wasting even a minute on things that displease God." Carlo passed away on October 12, 2006. Today, his body rests in Assisi, Italy, dressed in jeans and sneakers, reminding the world that holiness is possible in modern life. In 2020, Pope Francis declared him blessed, bringing him one step closer to sainthood. Today, September 7, 2025, he will officially be canonized at St. Peter's Square, alongside Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati. This solemn ceremony was announced by Pope Leo XIV and marks a significant moment, as Blessed Carlo Acutis will become the first millennial saint. He will stand as the first saint of the digital age, and a beacon for young people around the world. Miracle for beatification. A young boy from Brazil named Mateus, born with a rare pancreatic condition that made eating extremely painful, was healed after praying for Carlo's intercession. In 2013, the boy and his family visited a parish in Brazil that had a relic of Carlo Acutis. After touching the relic and praying, the boy was completely healed. Doctors confirmed that his pancreas was now normal, a condition considered irreversible without divine intervention. This miracle paved the way for Carlo's beatification on October 10, 2020 in Assisi. Miracle for canonization. A young woman from Costa Rica suffered a severe head injury after falling off her bicycle in Florence, Italy, in 2022. Her mother immediately prayed at Carlo's tomb in Assisi for her daughter's healing. Within hours, the girl regained full consciousness, and within days, she was discharged from the hospital with no lasting brain damage. Doctors deemed the recovery medically inexplicable. This miracle was formally approved by Pope Francis in May 2024, clearing the way for Carlo's canonization on September 7, 2025. It is also worth noting that these are not the only answered prayers that have happened through his intercession. Many stories are being shared around the world in the internet about everyday miracles of Carlo Acutis. There are also promoters of the cause of canonization of Blessed Carlo Acutis globally, one of which is the Tropa ni Carlo Acutis in the Philippines. Young devotees call him Kuya Carlo, meaning Big Brother Carlo. Key teachings of Carlo Acutis. 1. The Eucharist is the highway to heaven. He often said, "When we face the sun we get a tan, but when we stand before Jesus in the Eucharist, we become saints." For Carlo, the Eucharist wasn't just a tradition. It was the heart of his relationship with God. He believed that receiving Jesus in the Eucharist is the most direct way to heaven, like a spiritual shortcut that keeps us close to God. His message: make the Eucharist the center of your life, go to Mass often, spend time in adoration, and let Christ transform you. 2. Be humble before God and surrender your self-will. Not I but God. Carlo lived with a spirit of surrender. He believed that true happiness and peace come when we let go of self-centered desires and instead align with God's will. For him, this surrender was not a loss of freedom, but the path to deeper purpose. His message: life is not about our ego or self-glory, but about letting God shine through us. True greatness comes when we live for His will, not our own. 3. Holiness is for everyone. To always be close to Jesus, that's my life plan. This closeness wasn't just about prayer, but also about living like Christ, being kind, forgiving, and compassionate. He showed that holiness doesn't require doing extraordinary things, but being faithful in ordinary, daily life. His teaching: our ultimate goal in life isn't wealth, fame, or success. It's union with Jesus, and everything else should flow from that. 4. Be authentic. We are all born originals, but many die as photocopies. This is perhaps Carlo's most famous line, and it speaks to young people especially. He warned against living life as a copy of others, molded by trends, social media, or peer pressure. Instead, he encouraged everyone to embrace their unique identity given by God. Carlo himself used his love for computers and technology to serve God, showing that our unique talents are meant to be shared. His teaching: don't waste your life imitating others, discover your authentic self in Christ, and live out the mission God gave only to you. Note that Carlo respected people of all religions and valued their sincere search for God. At the same time, he believed that in the Catholic Church, especially through the Eucharist, he found the deepest expression of truth and closeness to Jesus. His mission was not to condemn others, but to invite them by his example into a deeper love of God. So, what can we learn from Carlo Acutis? That holiness is not about being perfect, it's about using the gifts you already have, right here and now, for love, for service, and for God. Tonight, ask yourself, how can I use my own talents to bring light to others, just like Carlo did with his computer skills? If Carlo's life inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this story with someone who could use a reminder that holiness is possible today. And let me leave you with Carlo's own words. The Eucharist is my highway to heaven. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.